That's
I-
right, thank you.
Iceberg. Not to scale, obviously. Whatever you see up is 7/8 is below. The shift in sales is what they call, well, the shift is what I call, has been moving from what's called above the line communication. For example, in the past, most people would come in and they would talk in no particular area, like specs. Above the line includes specs, data, facts, price, features, what we call a stated value proposition, which is this is who we are and what we do and all that. And it's all above the line. And that is logic. So they're all statements of fact, logical facts. And the shift today is to below the line. And that is finding or educating yourself to find the balance when communicating with someone. This information, but connecting on a human basis. For example, this below the line are things like, as I just said, it's a sense of connection, it's feelings, it's trust, it's credibility, it's a sense of low risk. All of these below the line topics are emotional. So when we talk about the face of sales has changed in the past, and quite the good news is that many people are still out there, let me tell you everything about who we are and what we do. It's not about you or me, it's about them. And that's not rhetoric or words on a corporate boardroom wall. It is a genuine paradigm shift when you walk in and you engage with a client to be prepared to walk away if you're not the fit. And the minute that you can get into that space, every word that passes your lips will be driven by that by that paradigm. And what many people in sales, like, oh yeah, it's all about the customer, it's all about the customer, all about the customer. But if you were to peel the onion back on that, that's not really the truth. It's about the customer, but it's about revenue. I'm saying the shift is, if you make it about the customer and you're the fit, the revenue and the rest will look after itself. Does that make sense? And that is where you build deep connections. You just don't have a client, you have a client for life. Because people will always make their decisions down here. And then what they will do is they will defend it logically. This is where this is where the closing element is. But now that I've said yes to you, I'm going to validate to myself why I paid a bit more, or why I did this, or why I did that. These are all the reasons. So it is the art, and coupled with the authenticity of how do you marry, or how do you transfer this knowledge, rather than data dumping logically, in a way that it is creating some of those things below the line. Does that make sense? And that is the real shift. People just don't care about you or me. They care about themselves. Agreed?
Yep.
And so they should. And it is only when they connect and genuinely sense and feel that you care about them that they will start caring about you, and that's where the relationship is born from. Yeah.
That would be a hard skill to train in, wouldn't it? Because it's got a degree of sincerity to it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, you're talking, yeah, okay, well I said educate yourself. It's a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And I think if you're, not you, but if someone's motivation, look, there are some people, like we profile literally tens of thousands of salespeople a year, and there are many, many different motivators for different people. And there's not right, it's not wrong, it's not good or it's not bad, but if you have, for example, if you had someone on your team, you profile them, and all they really cared about was the money, the probability of that person authentically delivering that would be minuscule. So as a business looking on the horizon, you've got to look at what are the types of salespeople that I want in my business. Because customers today out there, they just don't have time to be sold to. It's about that connection.